We all know that smell when ghee hits a hot pan. That sizzle, that aroma feeling in the kitchen. It's one of the most comforting moments in any Indian home. But the moment we open the internet, that comfort disappears. One brand is exposed for containing refined oil, another tested positive for pesticides, third one banned for animal fat adulteration. We are all left confused and even scared. But stopping eating ghee is not a solution, and let me tell you why. A few months ago, one of my patients came to me complaining about chronic low blood pressure, constant fatigue, and feeling dizzy every morning. I suggested something very simple. Drink black coffee with 1 teaspoon of pure cow ghee every single morning. Within 2 weeks, her energy levels improved. She felt lighter, more alert, and her digestion became smoother. Now that's the power of real ghee. It supports the gut lining with butyric acid, fuels your brain with healthy fats, improves nutrient absorption, stabilizes energy, and even reduces inflammation. And here is what makes ghee truly unique. It's one of the purest forms of good fat. No lactose, no casein, no water. And that is why it is important that we consume ghee, because it's literally like a fuel to our body. This is the reason I came up with this video, where I will tell you which brands that you should completely avoid and which ones look clean but hide dangerous secrets in the lab reports, and which ghee brands are actually worth the trust and your money. So in this video, I will be ranking all the well-known ghee brands in India from worst to best. So let's begin. And before we go into categories or talk about specific brands, I want you to understand something very important. Not all ghee behaves the same inside your body, even if it looks similar in the jar. Your body does not recognize labels or marketing claims. It responds to the actual fat structure and how ghee is made, and most importantly, how clean the source is. Traditional ghee naturally contains short-chain fatty acid like butyric acid, which helps support the gut lining and are easily used as a fuel by our cells. But when processing changes or when the fat quality is not consistent, that biological effect also changes. And this is why two different ghees can taste similar but influence your digestion, your energy levels, and inflammation very differently over time. So in this video, the goal is not to promote or attack any brand. The goal is to understand the quality from a biological and testing perspective, so that you can make a clearer choice about the fat that you use every single day. I will simply divide the brands into categories based on available testing data, safety reports, and overall consistency, and then tell you to decide what fits the best for your lifestyle. Now, category 1 is what we call as the red flag ghee brand. I am simply sharing what testing reports and regulatory findings have shown, so that you understand why some ghees raise concern and how it can affect your body in the long run. So one example many people recognize is Patanjali cow ghee. Certain tested samples not meeting expected quality parameters, and Trustified testing has also highlighted plant oil makers in specific samples. So what happens is ghee contains short chain fats that support gut lining health and are easily used as a fuel by our body. When vegetables oil alter that fat profile, digestion often feels heavier, and the natural anti-inflammatory benefits of the traditional ghee may be reduced. Another name that comes up in official comparative testing is milk food cow ghee, where reports indicated the presence of non-milk animal fat. Ghee should ideally contain only milk fat, so this becomes purity concern. Different animal fats melt and metabolize differently, which may make the fat harder for some people to digest over time, placing it in the red flag category for many buyers. Then there are regional brands like Shri Govardhan Desi Ghee, SA Dairy Cow Ghee, and MFP 56 Bhog A2 Desi Ghee, which have faced official sale bans in certain areas after lab tests reported vegetable fats and abnormal fatty acid values. When refined oils or foreign fats replace traditional milk fat, the body does not receive the same nutrient profile that real ghee naturally provides. If someone consumes such altered fats regularly over the years, the practical effects usually show up slowly rather than suddenly. Many people notice persistent bloating even after meals, a feeling of heaviness, or even smaller portions raising triglycerides, unstable cholesterol patterns, or gradual inflammation that affects energy levels and digestion. These are not overnight problems, but long-term signals that the fat quality your body is receiving may not be what that is expected from a pure ghee. And that is the reason these brands fall into red flag category in this ranking. Now category 2. The brands that look good but lab reports tell us a different story. Now let's talk about the next category. These are not banned brands. They are not cases of illegal adulteration like we discussed earlier. You will still see them everywhere in stores and many families trust them. But when deeper lab testing was done, especially by Trustified and in some cases Government of India's comparative studies, few red flags showed up. So instead of calling them bad, it is more honest to say that these are industrial ghees with certain quality concerns, which is why they do not fall into the cleanest or the most reliable category. Let us start with Amul cow ghee because almost every Indian household has used it. In a Trustified test conducted through Eurofins, the tested batch passed purity checks. There were no plant oil makers, no heavy metals, and aflatoxins were within limits. But the same Trustified report detected a pesticide that is called novaluron at a level much higher than cited permissible limit. Now, why does this matter biologically? Pesticides are fat soluble chemicals, so when they enter foods like ghee, they tend to stay in the fat tissue in our body instead of leaving quickly. Over long-term consumption, this can slowly stress the liver and interfere with hormonal signaling and contribute to low-grade inflammation. You may not notice anything immediately, but the body keeps dealing with these compounds quietly over time. Next is Aashirvaad Svasti Pure Cow Ghee from ITC. Again, the batch was tested by Trustified and Eurofins, passed checks for heavy metals, aflatoxin and plant oil makers, which means that there was no clear adulteration signal. However, overall testing status was still marked as failed because Trustified described as a significant issue at higher testing level. The exact parameter was not publicly specified, so we cannot assume the reason, but it shows that even large FMCG brands may not always perform consistently when deeper testing happens. Then comes Healthways Cow Ghee, which appeared in a Government of India Consumer Affairs comparative test. This brand showed the highest trans fat levels among the tested cow ghee brands, even though it remained within legal limits. Let me explain this simply. Trans fats change how your body's cells handle the fat. They make cell membranes more rigid, and over time it can push cholesterol balance in the wrong direction. This does not create instant symptoms, but years of higher trans fat intake can quietly increase the inflammation and strain heart health. In the same government report, Britannia cow ghee also ranked near the bottom because it showed the second highest trans fat levels compared to other brands where trans fat was almost undetectable. It passed safety standards and even scored well in the test, but from a biological perspective, a higher trans fat profile means fat quality not as supportive for long-term heart and metabolic health. So the reality of this category is very simple. These brands are widely available and legally compliant, but Trustified testing and government reports highlight issues like pesticide exceedance or relatively higher trans fat levels, and over the years, small exposure like these can slowly influence metabolism, inflammation, balance and overall health, which is why they sit in middle category, not the worst but definitely not the cleanest either. Category 3. Now these are few that actually make a difference. Now let us move to the category where things finally start genuinely looking strong from a lab and quality perspective. These are not just the brands with big marketing claims. These are names that actually have shown A or A plus rating in unbox health lab testing, clean safety profiles, and strong label accuracy, and as well as overall consistency. This is where you start seeing a difference between regular industrial ghee and ghee that is made with more careful sourcing and processing. One example here is Aveesham A2 cow ghee. Unbox Health gives it an A plus rating with perfect scores for non-toxicity and label accuracy, meaning what is written on the pack actually matches what is found in the lab. Heavy metals, aflatoxin and other safety parameters showed no concerns. This brand also focuses on Bologna style preparation using Halikar cows, and detailed fatty acid profiling did not raise any red flags. Another strong entry is Organic India Pure Cow Ghee, which also holds an A plus rating. Lab testing has shown clean safety parameters with no toxic substance issues, and other fatty acid profiles match label claims accurately. When a brand scores well both in safety and honesty of the labeling, it tells you that the product is just not relying on branding but is actually holding up under scientific testing. For those who look for ultra premium options, Vedic Ghee Premium A2 Ghee Cow Cultured Desi Ghee also receives an A plus rating in unbox comparisons. It is expensive, but it is positioning around organic sourcing, cultured preparation and strict testing that puts it in the top tier category for viewers who prioritize purity over price. One more name that often comes up in the premium space is Two Brothers Organic Farms A2 Ghee Cow Cultured Ghee. This ghee follows traditional cultured process where butter is made from fermented curd rather than directly from cream, and the brand highlights third-party testing along with glyphosate-free certification. The reason it fits into this category is not just the A2 label but the focus on slow processing and cleaner sourcing, which tends to preserve more of the natural fatty acid balance found in traditional ghee. And finally, if someone wants more mainstream and still strong option, Govardhan Pure Cow Ghee stands out. It carries A rating in Unbox Health testing, and even Government of India comparative study confirms no animal or vegetable fat adulteration along with good moisture and trans fat parameters. So it sits in that rare space where industrial brands still maintains relatively high quality. Although these are priced around 2000 or even above, but compromising with health is not acceptable in the long run. Now the real question is, why do these brands make a difference? Is it just marketing words like A2, Bologna, organic, or there is real biology behind it? Let me explain this simply. The process matters first. Traditional Bologna or cultured methods start with curd fermentation before churning butter. During fermentation, natural bacteria produce compounds like butyric acid and other short chain fatty acids. These molecules are important because your gut cells actually make them as a fuel. When ghee is made from cream separation without fermentation, many of these beneficial compounds are lower. That does not make cream based ghee bad, but cultured ghee often has a richer biological profile. Now about A2 milk, because this is where a lot of confusion happens. The A2 label refers to a different type of beta-casein protein present in certain indigenous cow breeds. Some people find A2 dairy easier to digest because it breaks down differently in the gut. But at the same time, there will be people who cannot digest cow milk but can also digest buffalo milk properly. So a lot of people are under this misconception that they are allergic to lactose or dairy, but sometimes it's just a simple issue of cow milk versus buffalo milk, and sometimes buffalo milk, even though it is more rich in fats, it's easier for digestion for certain people. So if you feel you don't react to certain milk properly, you need to get yourself checked whether you're allergic to cow milk or buffalo milk. At the same time, it is also important to understand that once the milk becomes ghee, most proteins are removed during clarification. So A2 is not a magic health guarantee. It may reflect better sourcing and traditional farming practices, but biologically, the biggest benefit of ghee still comes from fat quality and processing methods other than the A2 label alone. So let me make this simple. If you want something cost friendly but still clean and tested, go for Anveshan A2 cow ghee. It has A+ rating and uses traditional Bologna processing. If you have a higher budget and want to go for absolute best, you can go with Vedic Ghee Premium A2 Ghee Cow Cultured Ghee. This is a top choice with organic sourcing and also strict testing. Remember, 1 spoon a day means even a 2000 jar lasts for a month, and that's just 20 to 30 rupees a day for a fuel that actually supports your brain, your gut and your energy. Your body deserves real ghee, not processed fat disguised as ghee. If this video helped you to make a better choice, hit the like button and share it in your family WhatsApp groups so that they also know the truth. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as we always say, it's never just a diet, it's always a lifestyle. So stay healthy, stay fit, stay grateful and stay blessed.